An almost 346 billion budget deficit created by his decision to abandon planned tax increases in the face of widespread opposition. President William Ruto has suggested about equal amounts of extra borrowing and spending cuts. In this regard, the head of state announced a 177 billion budget cut to seal the budget hole. Mike Kagwongo has the details.
President William Ruto has now stated that he will seek Parliament for budget cuts totaling to 177 billion shillings for the fiscal year that began this month, and that the government will raise borrowing by roughly 169 billion shillings, presumably in response to widespread protests against the finance bill.
We have since, after extensive consultations, struck a middle ground, and we will be proposing to the National Assembly a budget cut of not the entire 346, but a budget cut of 177 billion and borrowing the difference.
The head of state said from a previous estimate of 3.3%, Kenya's budget deficit for the 2024-2025 fiscal year is now predicted to be 4.6% of GDP. This would involve maintaining funding for a milk stability and fertilizer plan that safeguards farmers, as well as employing secondary school teachers and medical interns.
Whatever we are going to borrow, the difference will increase our fiscal deficit from what I intended to be 3.3% of our GDP. It will now go up to 4.6% of GDP. Still lower than last year, and will be used to fund some of our critical government services.
The liquidation of 47 state enterprises, a 50% cutback in government advisors, a suspension of public office bearers' non-essential travel, and the elimination of budget lines for the spouses of the president and deputy president are just a few of the austerity measures he mentioned.
We will use the money that we will borrow to protect funding for some of the critical areas that the people of Kenya have asked me to protect.
The government's commitment to improving efficiency and openness in serving Kenyan citizens is reflected in the prescribed measures, according to President William Ruto. Mike Kagwongo, TV 47, Nairobi.